Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill, Festival and Event Edition. Today we're at Jeana Ronfeldt. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
All right. She's with McCloud Chamber of Commerce. They have 4 foot of snow on the ground right now in California. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jeana, thanks for joining us. Give us a little background on you. Tell us where you grew up and talk a little bit about your career.
So I actually grew up here in McCloud. We're located in Northern California. We're at the base of Mount Shasta, that sits 14,180 feet tall. So it's the tallest mountain, I think, in the Northern Hemisphere or something like that. So I grew up here. We were an old mill town, very small population of 900. Anyways, yeah. So grew up here, lived, did a great whatever, and moved away, went to Southern California for school, lived in Southern California for about 5 years, 5 to 6 years, met my husband down there, and we ended up moving back up here when we became pregnant with our daughter, and we've been here ever since. So
Very cool. All right. How long have you been in with McCloud Chamber, and what is the goal of the McCloud Chamber of Commerce?
So I've been with the chamber now going on almost 5 years. And basically any chamber of commerce, basically our goal is to support the local businesses around our community. Just because, basically McCloud is full of tourism. That's really what brings everybody to McCloud, is just to see the nature, to see the beauty of it, between the waterfalls to the rivers to the snow. We have a world-class ski park that just expanded this season. So we have snowboarding, snowmobiling, everything in the winter that you can want to do, as well as the summer, from world-class salmon fishing to hiking to biking to you name it, pretty much we got it.
Good. So you've got some creative ways to get these tourists and to keep these tourists into your town to support your local businesses. Let's talk about some of those big events that you have throughout the year.
So in particular, one of the biggest ones that we have right now is called our Mushroom Festival. This event started 19 years ago, right around when the railroad shut down and the mill shut down. We kind of went through a weird period of time where the town just died. Like I said before, McCloud was a mill town, and so everything relied on the mill. And then when the mill shut down, it was extremely devastating. I believe it was 3 years later, 7 years later, the railroad shut down. So again, another just devastating blow to where, a lot of families and a lot of people moved out of town because there just wasn't work here anymore. So the Mushroom Festival started about 19 years ago, in the, heart of all of this major change for this town. And up here, because we're in the Shasta Trinity National Forest, we're very wooded up here, and we're lucky to basically have natural growth of edible mushrooms. And so, in the springtime when all the snow melts, and it's very heavily wet, those kind of things, mushrooms grow. And it's a big deal for people to go out and hunt for these mushrooms. They're bolitas and morels are the ones that you're really looking for up here. And I mean, people just love it. I love it. I love taking my daughter out. We're going, and especially when you find that like jackpot, it's super cool. So that's kind of how just the Mushroom Festival started, and it's grown every single year, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, to where last year we had over 8,000 people in 2 days, for a town that, only houses or, resides 900 people. So it's pretty crazy to think that, we can bring that many people into it, but everybody just loves it, between the music. We're bringing back our workshops after COVID, which we get people to come in and basically talk mushrooms, talk about, what you're looking for, what you're not looking for, edible versus non-edible, what you can do for mushrooms. I mean, just kind of a little bit of everything. And really it just encompasses everything. So it's pretty cool.
That's very cool. Okay, so let's talk about it. People come into town. What are they going to see? What are they going to smell? And by that, I mean food. What are they going to hear? By that, I mean music. Give them some ideas visually, audibly, sensory. What are they going to experience?
So our whole main street, so Main Street's, obviously like the hub of pretty much a town where you're having most of your businesses, most of your commerce is, on Main Street or whatnot. So all Main Streets basically from, north to south is full of vendor booths who are doing craft vendors. We have over 100 booths of people selling their own artisan craft project or products. We have food going, we have kettle corn going, we have music. So we try to get, I would say somewhat local bands, but we also, kind of branch out and definitely try to get those bands that are going to bring in people just to see the community. I think that, McCloud's grown this reputation of just putting on these awesome events, and it resonates from Northern California definitely to Southern Oregon, because we're only about an hour away from the Oregon border. People just want to be here. It's just the vibe. It's just the, whole atmosphere of McCloud. A lot of the old buildings that were used for the mill have transformed themselves. The McCloud Mercantile building, which is just this, Mercantile was this huge building back in the day, and that's became a store. It's became a house for our home for restaurants and other shops like that. It's become a hotel. So that building's transformed. The McCloud Hotel, which basically housed the lumber workers, that became a hotel too. So you still have these massive buildings that are downtown that have been just kind of, reamped and revitalized from what they were. And so you just really get that old town feel still while experiencing this whole mushroom craze. And we have chefs from San Francisco that come up, talk about mushrooms. Todd Spanier, he's the, dubbed the king of mushrooms down there, and he'll come up and we'll do this huge dinner on Sunday where it's a ticketed dinner, and basically it just highlights, mushroom and their kind of food.
Absolutely. Hey, we do get to meet the little guy.
Me too.
Oh, awesome. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Say hi. Can you wave?
I was hoping for this. Yeah, absolutely. So what is the value in all of this work? I know you're in a paid position, but it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time away from your family. It's a lot of dedication, a lot of volunteers, and a lot of volunteer work. Where does the reward come in for you?
So technically, I am not paid. So that is the one thing about our Chamber of Commerce, is that it is a job. Don't get me wrong, but it's not paid.
Yeah.
And so the one thing that's unique about our Chamber of Commerce is because McCloud is still unincorporated, which means that we don't have a police force and whatnot. A lot of our things that we do come from the county. Yeah. We don't receive any extra money. We don't do anything like that. So basically the chamber is fully self-funded. So we rely heavily on the volunteers of everybody in the community to come together and to put these, huge events on. Sorry, totally drawing a blank.
No, you're good. So what drives you to do this? Where's the reward for you?
I just think growing up here, I had a different experience growing up here, just with the mill going on and the railroad going on and whatever. And I think you still want to see town flourish, and you still want to see, people come up, and there's just something about McCloud. There really is. And I think, bringing these events to McCloud, it only just makes McCloud bigger, and bigger in the sense that people know about it. We're limited on housing here. So, people that do want to move here really can't because of the limited housing. But just even hearing, like, when you travel about an hour north or an hour south, the other day I was hearing somebody talk about, oh, we can't wait for the Mushroom Festival. And that was like in the middle of a Sprouts. Yeah. I mean, it's just so cool to think that a town of less than 1,000 people can bring in 8,000 plus people. And everybody just can't wait for the next year. And I think because I went to school for marketing, I think that, when it's a drive, you want to make an event successful and you want to, obviously help the town, but I think it's just that push in general to obviously be successful and, keep it going and to keep it thriving and to keep people discovering McCloud, because there's still a lot of people that don't even know about it, which is crazy, but it's definitely one of those towns that's on the map for sure for tourism.
Yeah. Well, and part of your reason has got to be the little guy that you're holding right there. You want a future for him. You want him to be a part of that community as he goes through there. What's his name?
This is Traden.
Hey, Traden, how are you, buddy?
Hi.
Hanging out, watching the snow outside, huh?
How's it going?
Man, that's crazy. Okay, Jeana, I always ask these two questions at every podcast because I am in live entertainment, live music. What's the best concert you've ever seen your entire life?
The best concert I'd have to say I've ever seen is Kid Rock.
Oh, perfect. Yes, absolutely. If you could bring one musical act to your festival, the Mushroom Festival there in McCloud, who would you bring? Dead or alive, money not an issue.
I'm a fan of Morgan Wallen right now, I have to say. He's great at what he does and he's an awesome musician, and I definitely don't think I'm going to be booking him anytime soon, but
you just never know. You get the right chef in there and some mushrooms, and you never know as it goes through there. Very good. Jeana, how do people find out more about the McCloud Chamber of Commerce and what you guys have to offer throughout the year?
You guys can go to our website, which is www.mccloudchamber.com. You'll find all the information that you basically need there. And as we're working through all the planning and everything, the website's updated periodically too. So
that's awesome. I'm checking it out right now. Very good. Well, you guys have a great day. Enjoy your snow. Keep it to yourselves.
You sure you don't want some?
No, we're good. We're good. I appreciate it. All right. Bye, little man. We'll see you.
Bye. Keep it. Bye.
There he goes. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle